Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, please consider subscribing, and if you're not new, then thank you guys so much for coming back. Also, don't forget to turn on that little notification bell so that you don't miss any of my future videos. I know, I feel cringy saying that, but I mean, some of y'all be missing it, so. Anyways, today's video is going to be a perfume declutter video. So in one of my past videos, I think it was my fragrance buy haul, I had said that I might be decluttering a couple perfumes, and then a few of you guys down below told me that if I do, make sure I film it. So here I am. So if you guys want to see the perfumes that I will be unfortunately getting rid of and why, then just keep on watching. So first off, these perfumes, I'm going to explain to you like why I'm decluttering. It's not necessarily that they are a bad perfume. They're not. It's just that I don't necessarily like collect perfumes. I don't keep perfumes for like bottle or none of that, to be honest. I only keep perfumes if I genuinely like how they smell and if I'm going to wear them, because or else I just feel like it could get like to be like a hoarding situation, you know what I mean? So I'm not saying I'm a minimalist, but I only keep things that I actually love and use. So that's just like a little disclaimer, I guess. First up, let's start by like what started this whole video. This is the first one I'm going to be decluttering, is Viktor and Rolf Bon Bon Couture. I did save the boxes for some of these. Also, let's just do a little shameless plug here. If you're Canadian and you're interested in purchasing any of these, hit me up on Instagram, like maybe DM me. I saved the boxes for most. Canadian only because shipping and all that is a pain in the butt, so. Yeah, the first one is Viktor and Rolf Bon Bon Couture. I got this recently. Honestly, this is pretty new. However, this is what the bottle looks like. It's cute, it's girly, it's not necessarily my taste, but I know a lot of people do think it's really cute. I got this because I was craving, like I really wanted a sticky caramel sweet perfume. This is just that. This is a chewy, sticky caramel. If you smelled the original Bon Bon, this one is just a little bit sweeter. The original Bon Bon was more fruity to me. It didn't give me like that caramel craving that like I wanted. This one is a stickier, like a chewy, gooey caramel mixed with a little bit of fruitiness. There's like peach. You can smell the peach. So there's like a fruity, sweet caramel, and then there's a little bit of like woody notes. I think it's sandalwood, and that gives it like a creaminess. Like it adds to the smooth creaminess. It's not too woody if you don't like woody perfumes. Basically, it just smells like a creamy, sweet caramel with a little bit of fruitiness in there, but more so just for like a little bit in the opening. This is very sweet. You have to have a sweet tooth, and the caramel, like it's delicious. But it's not as dark as I had hoped for. I really hoped for a little bit more of the woodiness, and all I really get is like the creamy smoothness from the sandalwood. With that said, I know a lot of people would love this, but the reason I'm decluttering this one is because I was actually sent Casablanca by Swiss Arabian, and that one is just everything I wanted this one to be. So I feel like you don't need both, you know what I mean? Like Casablanca has the beautiful sweet caramel that I wanted with the woodiness, but the woodiness is a darker, sexier, grown woodiness. Like it's there, you know, and it's a little bit oriental, spicy a little bit, which I wanted. I wanted like the caramel but elevated, you know what I mean? So Casablanca just gave me everything I wanted, so I feel like I don't need both, and for that reason I feel like I'm gonna be selling this one, because it is like pretty, like very new to my collection, pretty new anyway. But I just feel like I don't need two sweet caramel perfumes. So this one is still good. There's nothing wrong with it, but because I got Casablanca and it gives me everything I had hoped for in this and more, I decided to keep that one and declutter this one. Nothing wrong with it. Sweet, pretty, girly perfume. Definitely sweet. You have to like sweet perfumes, but there's nothing wrong with it. It just, I don't need two caramel perfumes that are so similar, you know what I mean? The next one, this is Elizabeth and James Nirvana Amethyst. I did save the box for this one too. I save the box for a lot of my perfumes. I don't know why. It's just a habit, to be honest. This one, I'm not gonna lie, I'm very sad to be parting with it. I love the bottle of this. This looks like a flask. I love the detailing. Honestly, this is so me, this bottle. I mentioned this last year in my winter favorite perfume videos, sorry. I love this. I haven't worn it too much, which is why I still have the box, and I will be selling this one. I love it. I've only worn it a few times. Well, not a few times, but yeah, like I didn't wear it as much as I would have or I wanted to. And that's strictly because my husband has a really hard time with this fragrance. That's why I'm so sad. If it was up to me, I'd keep it. And usually I honestly don't care what people think, and usually I wouldn't even care if he liked something or not. I wear what I want when I want. I'm that kind of person. However, it's to the, like, first of all, he's very sensitive to scents in general, but this one, it is pretty strong. I love it. It has honey, tobacco, and cedar, I think. So this could be unisex, easily unisex, but the sweetness comes from the honey. There's a smokiness from the tobacco, and then the woodiness from the cedar. It's pretty simple, but it's so nice, in my opinion. You have to like tobacco. I'm sensitive to tobacco too, but I like this, but it is strong, and it's to the point where, like, I was in the car once and my husband was like, babe, can you roll the window down? Because I was giving him a headache, and my goal in life is never to give my husband a headache, you know what I mean? I want him to be all up on me, not like staying in the next room. So because he is so sensitive to this one, I don't get to enjoy it as much as I want to, and for that reason there's no sense in keeping it if I have to be super careful when I'm wearing it. I think someone else will love this. I personally still love this. I would still recommend this if your man isn't sensitive or you're not sensitive. I know tobacco is tricky. I'm even like sensitive with tobacco sometimes, but for the cold weather, I live in Canada, it's really cold here, especially in the wintertime. This cuts through that. I love it, but he's so sensitive to the point where, like, it will give him a headache. So, I mean, in the beginning, I didn't care, but that day when he asked me to roll the window down, I was low-key like, oh my God. So, for that reason, she has to find a new home. Again, this could easily be unisex because the cedar and the tobacco, those are pretty masculine notes. There's sweetness from the honey, but I don't find it overly sweet, so I think it could go either way. If you're like a female with a very like edgy, strong personality, I feel like you would rock the shit out of this. I know that I've had people compliment me on it, so I feel like I could rock this if it wasn't for my hubs. Another one that unfortunately I will be decluttering is from Zara. It's called Rich Warm Addictive. Again, this has a strong tobacco note, and this one isn't because of Andrew, my husband. This one is actually because of me. I don't know what it is. This one smells good. It's an eau de toilette, so, I mean, and it's from Zara. It's not that strong. I feel like, because the tobacco, it's tobacco and coconut, and I don't know what other notes are in this, but I definitely get the tobacco, and I definitely get the coconut. The coconut is a sweet, creamy coconut, and I feel like sometimes I like contrasting perfumes, but this one is just like too far out there, and I feel like this one is just too sweet mixed with this super smoky tobacco. I don't know what it is, but this one gave my husband a headache, and this one gives me a headache, and I just feel like as much as I love it, some days I could get away with wearing it, but I feel like I have to be so careful or like in the mood, and so for that reason, I'm gonna declutter it. It does smell good. This is like, I feel like this is a Netflix and chill perfume. It's cozy, it's warm. It is. It's Rich Warm Addictive. That's the name. It's true. But if you're sensitive to tobacco like me, I don't know what it is. I feel like the tobacco is so strong mixed with the super sweet coconut. Something about that. The coconut is like cloying, and the coconut mixed with the smokiness gives me a headache. I've only been able to like get away with it and enjoy it like very certain times, but I like something that I could just like literally throw on anytime and love it, you know what I mean? I don't like having to be so careful with a perfume, so that's the reason that I'm gonna be decluttering it. It does smell really good. Again, this is meant for a man. I don't know if I said this, but I like sweet scents, and sometimes I like tobacco, so I feel like women can wear this too. I feel like a lot of women do enjoy that. Just something about it gives me a headache. I don't mind the smell. I like the smell, but I don't like getting a headache, so that's the reason she's going. Next up. Ooh, this one is like honestly so nostalgic to me. I considered keeping this for the bottle strictly because it is nostalgic for me. This was one of my first perfumes that I ever got. This is Viva La Juicy Noir. I was young when I got this. This was one of my first perfumes. My mom got this for me. And I did like the bottle. I still do like the bottle. Whatever. It's tacky, but it's cute. I like the pink and the black. And out of all of the juicy perfumes, this is my favorite. Out of all of them. The gold, the original, like literally this is my favorite. But I feel like the older I get, sorry, I have a fluffy on my nose. The older I get, my tastes have like changed, and my nose has changed because I've sampled and tried so many perfumes. So I just feel like I've matured and my nose has matured, unfortunately, and this just kind of smells like a little bit too young now and a little bit too synthetic. And yeah, I feel like I'm too old to wear them. I shouldn't say that because that's not a thing, but I feel like this just doesn't match my personality anymore. Does that make more sense? I feel like I've grown up and this just doesn't match me anymore. It's a little bit too young, a little bit too like fruity and playful. I don't know, something about it. This one doesn't give me a headache. It's just, I feel like I've matured and this is no longer my style. I do still think it smells really good, but probably for someone a little bit younger. And this one also does give my husband a headache. I don't know what it is. I think it's because it is pretty synthetic. So there's that. It does smell good. It smells youthful. I would describe this one honestly as like fruity. And out of all of them, it's flirty. Okay, flirty is what I would say. Yeah, it's like playful, flirty, it's sweet, but a little bit fruity. And yeah, I feel like someone a little bit younger would get more wear out of it because honestly, when I was thinking about what to declutter, I kind of just went to the perfumes that I don't reach for. So I haven't reached for this in a little while, probably like, I don't know, probably since last year. And that's because this year specifically, I tried so many new perfumes. This is when I really got into perfumes. And it's crazy how much your taste can change in a year. But because I've smelled so many amazing things, this is just, it has to get left in my past. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm super rambly. Okay, last but not least, this is Jean Paul Gaultier's Scandal. This is the original Scandal. This one, the name suits it perfectly, I feel like. This one is scandalous. This one is sweet. She's a little dirty. She's a bad girl. It's sweet. This one is honestly like a honey bomb. Honey, I don't know if there's patchouli in this, but it's so sweet. And there's something about this that gives me like a dirtiness, like a dirty vibe. Dirty as in like sex. Oh God. Yeah, it smells good, but it's super sweet. It's super simple. I used to wear this like to go out. Maybe if you were going clubbing or to like a night out. It's honey. It's like a honey bomb. It's really sweet. It's really loud. This on me, I don't know about on other people, but on me this projects a lot. It's loud, it's sweet, and it's strong. So I wore this to go out because I knew like it would cut through other people's perfumes. You don't want something when you're going out. You don't want something too like timid because you won't get smelled. You know what I mean? No one will smell you. This one, but because I don't go out anymore really, I don't reach for this. And now I just find it a little too sweet. So for that reason, I don't reach for it. I just feel like it's not really my vibe anymore. I do like it, but this is to me, like if I was gonna describe it, I would describe it as like sweet, syrupy honey. And I feel like when I got Girl of Now, Elisab Girl of Now gives me like the same kind of vibe, but done better. You know what I mean? This one is just straight up like syrupy, sweet honey, where Girl of Now, I know a lot of people describe it as like nutty, but I would describe Girl of Now as sweet, syrupy, thick. There's the nuttiness, but then there's also the orange blossom, which kind of brightens it up a little bit. So it's a little bit more complex, but it's still sweet and syrupy. So I feel like, again, I don't need both. Girl of Now gives me the same kind of vibe, but elevated a little bit. And this one is just, I feel like if you're, again, like maybe a little bit young, not necessarily younger actually, but if you go out, if you dress up, if you show some cleavage, you know, you're a little bit scandalous, then I feel like maybe you would still reach for this. I just don't reach for it that much anymore because I used it as like a going out fragrance, and I don't go out too much anymore, even without like COVID. Like, I'm just over that. I have my husband, I don't need to go clubbing, I'm not about that life anymore. So yeah, nothing wrong with these. They're all still really good, and I feel like a lot of people would still like all of these perfumes. They're not bad, they're just not for me anymore. I feel like my taste has changed, or like I said, I have other things in my collection that are just like too comparable to have both. So I'm sorry this was rambly. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, be sure to give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.